2026 is looking to be an awesome year for UFC. It seems like it's just fight announcement after fight announcement while I've been scrolling on my Instagram. So what I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to give you a little bit of a deep dive, not a deep dive, but a dive into just some news that I've come across in the past week or so. So we're going to start off with Robert Whittaker announcing that he's cooking something up for February 1st. He says it's not fighting, but it's something. Obviously, Whittaker's coming off them back-to-back losses to Chimaev and Derrida, Rainer Derrida. We'll just double check that on his topology. But yeah, Rainer Derrida, Chimaev. You got that nice win over Alariskarov and that really nice win over Paulo Costa. The loss against DDP when DDP was beating everyone, no shame in that. I was sort of hoping it would be a fight announcement. You never know; he might just be trolling, pulling the leg. But yeah, we'll have to see what he says. But I've got an interview here from well, it's on Homer Fights Twitter, but it's from Arcade Podcast when Robert Whittaker went on that, and he's talking about planning to return about halfway through 2026. Maybe we could see him on the White House card, but I'm going to play this video here for you guys and just let you hear what Robert Whittaker has to say for it himself.
I want to get back in there next year. I don't know what I want, how I want to do it. I've been working on some new
I mean, it'd be good to see him against maybe...
I want to get in there probably about mid next year. I don't know if it will be a middleweight.
He's saying it's not going to be at middleweight.
Yeah.
That's interesting, because I was going to say maybe like a Brendan Allen or something like that.
Actually playing with the idea.
To go light heavy.
Yeah, potentially.
Light heavyweight, wow.
But bigger guy.
That'd be interesting. What do you guys think of Whittaker at light
Everyone's
heavyweight?
saying, like,
To be honest, my
that's all in
first
here.
thought is
What's the
he's
difference?
too small.
I
don't know what he'll be able to do
Everyone's got
against
hide on me
someone like
anyway.
Yuri
Everyone's got reach on me
or,
anyway. What's the difference?
yeah, wow.
Might as well. Just try something else.
Alright.
Thinking about playing with the idea, but that is.
I mean, if that's what he wants to do, it'll be very interesting to see if Whittaker goes up. I mean, I wouldn't put it past him being able to shock me and put on a really good performance at light heavyweight. But I mean, Paul Craig was able to do it and go on a couple fight win streak before losing them fights. But we've also got some really awesome news, I thought, and that's that Pantoja is not needing the surgery after that Joshua Van fight. That's an awesome little gift there. I'll give that a little like. Obviously, Pantoja was on that unreal win streak before coming up against Joshua Van. I spoke about that fight a little bit on my 2025's fight video, but there he is. It's got to be the rematch if he's not going to have to get surgery, because I'm assuming he's going to be back in very, very soon. But as you can see here, before that loss to Askarov, win over Kate, win over Royval, win over Perez, title win over Moreno, title defense over Royval, over Urseg, Asakura, Kai Kara France, and obviously that unfortunate arm injury from landing funny on his arm after throwing that kick on Joshua Van. It's one of them ones, people. I didn't think there was any harm in Joshua Van reacting the way he did, but I know a lot of people had a problem with it. But that is very good news, and I'm very happy that we're going to see. I thought Pantoja might be out for a little while, so that's very good news. Now, Joe Pyfer and Israel Adesanya got announced. Let me scroll up to this quick. I think that's going to be a really good fight. Obviously, Joe Pyfer, big punching power, apparently hit more than Ngannou on that punch machine. Don't know too much about that. I'm pretty sure... I can't remember who Adesanya's coming off a loss to. I want to say it's not the person who's meant to fight Kamza, is it? Let's have a quick look who Adesanya's coming off a loss to. I think he might actually be coming off a couple losses. And Adesanya. Fuck's sake. Yeah, who did he fight last? Imanov. That's what I was trying to think of. I was going to say Aliskerov, so good job I checked. Yeah, coming off that three fight losing streak, and it's one of them ones. It's not against bad opposition. Do you know what I mean? Loss over Strickland. That was an amazing fight, amazing performance from Strickland. The loss over Duplessis, no shame in that, and the loss over Imanov. Yeah, I don't think there's much shame in any of them losses at all, and Pfeiffer's nowhere near for that level of competition yet. In my opinion, Pfeiffer's obviously fought Magomedov, Kevin Gastelum. I mean, a common opponent with Israel Adesanya. You can argue when he's stepped up a level and fought Jack Hermanson, he's lost. But it's one of them ones, Pete. I think that will be a really good fight, to be fair. But Joe, I don't know what you guys think of this. I've not really got a comment on it, but using the old AI to make himself a police officer and arrest Israel Adesanya. I don't know if he's put that dog there on purpose, but if you know, you know. But yeah, that'd be a really fun fight, a really fun fight. So keep your eye out for that one, people. Now we've also got Taporia. Sorry, Makachev saying Taporia is going to have to move up because he's not coming back down now. I think that's really disappointing because I can't see Taporia beating Makachev at I can't see him beating him at welterweight. Obviously, it's one of them ones. I think it would be a really interesting fight at lightweight, but it's just such a big step up for Taporia to go to welterweight. It wasn't long that he was fighting at featherweight. Now I know he has a big weight cut, but yeah, when you look at Makachev and you look at Taporia, me personally, I think there's a big difference between the two of them. So Makachev saying he's not going back down to lightweight. We'll have to see what happens because I think that's a fight that the UFC's got to make at some point in time, 100%. We've also got Ankalev. I'll be honest, I'm not too interested in old Ankalev, but there you go. That's what it describes. Perfect. But yeah, like it's probably old Ali Abdi's anyway, typing on his account for him. But yeah, what can Ankalev do next? Roundtree, maybe? Give him the Roundtree fight. Might be a decent fight. Yeah, we'll see what's up with that. Now, Chase Hooper. I'm pretty sure Chase Hooper is coming off his loss to Alex Hernandez. We'll double check that in a sec. But Chase Hooper actually with quite an inspirational quote, to be fair. I like this one. He's saying, when you were partying, I studied the blade. When you were having premarital sex, I mastered the blockchain. While you wasted your days in the gym in pursuit of vanity, I cultivated inner strength. And now that the world is on fire and the barbarians are at the gate, you have the audacity to come for me for help. Fight news coming soon. Look at this hater here, just yapping nonsense after getting absolutely smoked in his last fight. I mean, I thought there was no shame in that loss. Alex Hernandez has been looking really good recently, in my opinion. He's always been one of them what if sort of fighters, but on his night, he's a good fighter. I thought there was no shame. It was the buzzer beater at the end of the round, if I'm correct in thinking. I think I meant talked about that on my 2025 fights as well. I'm not sure if it was the favourite fight of the card, but it was a very good fight on the card. Very good fight. So we've got Chase Hooper. There we go. Coming off the loss to Alex Hernandez. I thought so. Yeah, look at that. Right at the end of round one. Buzzer beater on the Duplessis Chimiev card. So I don't think that did get a fight in the night because that was quite a good card, that. But it's got wins over Jim Miller, Clay Guida, Borachev, Jordan Levitt. He's not got bad wins, to be fair. I think we can definitely see Chase come back and look good in his next fight. But it's gonna be one of them ones. Who's he gonna fight next? Who do you guys think that Chase is gonna fight next? But this is a fight in the same division. Is it, or is Chase lightweight? I can't remember now off the top of my head. Let's go back to the old topology. Jim Miller, yeah, they're all lightweight fighters. Jim Miller, Clay Guida. I wasn't too sure if Hernandez was, but he is quite big actually, thinking about it. So it may is the move for Chase Hooper to go down to featherweight. Maybe that could be interesting. I wonder if he'd be able to make the weight cut. But I mean, flipping out, if these boys can make featherweight, then I don't see how Chase Hooper can't. But this is one that I'm really excited for. I've seen this rumored at quite a lot of places, well, on quite a lot of pages. Sorry, 145 Leon versus Bilal. How do people come up with this stuff, man? Dr. House of the day, that's funny. But yeah, Everlove versus Murphy. I actually was saying about to make this fight on my not last video, 2 videos ago, the 2025 best fights. Yeah, it's a bit of a no-brainer, really. This is number one contender without a shadow of a doubt. Get the fight made, get a clear contender for whoever wins Lopez versus Volkanovski too. I don't think it gets much more simple than that, and who would want to see that? If it happens at London, great as well, absolutely great. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens with that. Now we talked about Adesanya Pie first, so we won't go over that again. We've got Michael Chandler here, accepting a call out for a wrestling match at RAF against Arman Sarukian, and at least he's doing something, because if you see what Dana White says, he doesn't think that old Michael Chandler is going to be fighting Conor McGregor Raw at the White House in the near future.
I mean, that was a couple years ago.
Let's see what Dana's got to say about this.
I know there's all the talk of Michael
This was on his interview with
Conor. Do you
Complex.
see like that as like a realistic thing? No, I mean, that was a couple years ago. Yeah, so that's nothing you entertain for the White House. No.
Poor Chandler, man. Poor Chandler. I mean, I'll tell you what's funny. I've actually seen, I think I might have it saved a bit further up on the old bookmarks. I've got a video of old Chandler calling out McGregor back in, you see it was put out in 2023, or McGregor calling out Chandler. One of the ways round. It's you almost got a feel for Chandler in a sense, but you can't at the same time. I mean, he's coming off the loss to Paddy, the loss to Charles, the loss to Dustin. His last win was over Tony Ferguson, obviously that vicious front head kick KO. Turned Tony Ferguson into an absolute nugget. I don't want to search it up. I've got a little system going on. I was going to search it up, the picture, but I'm sure you guys have seen the fight or seen the picture of Tony Ferguson. The freeze frame of his face. It doesn't even look real, his face. It was it was a nasty knockout from Chandler, but it's a long time ago to get a win, and it's I don't think he's got the appeal to the fans now to fight McGregor. I'm sure the fans would much rather see McGregor fight maybe someone well, I don't think he'd do very well against Topuria or Makachev at this point in time. But if he gets back into training and has a good training camp, be a very interesting fight. So be interesting to see what way they go down with that. Are we going to see McGregor at the White House? You don't know. I've seen him on Roblox recently, but yeah, who knows if you'll see him at the White House. But right now we've got a bit of a lesser known one for some people, I imagine. But we've got on March 7th, Raul Rosa Jr. on UFC 326 fighting Rob Font. Now, I like both of these fighters. I think Rob Font, he's always an entertaining fighter. He's quite a fun fighter, quite a lot of knockouts. I'm trying to think back, what was the last fight he had? It wasn't against Chito Vera, was it? Let's have a little look on his old topology and see what's going on. David Martinez. Has he even fought? Oh, flipping hell, 2022. Yeah, I think my memory was a bit off with that one. But if you see here, he was actually meant to fight Raul Rosa September last year before he lost against David Martinez. But win over Gene Matamuso and Carl Phillips. Not a bad couple wins. Oh, that's on the Holloway Oliveira 2 card as well. Be interesting to see how stacked that card is. I'll look a bit more in depth to that when we get to that card. One thing at a time though, peeps. But yeah, Raul Rosa, obviously. Chee-wee-wees. He's yeah, you can't. I don't see how people can hate Raul Rosa. I think he's awesome. He's obviously the youngest fighter to come into the UFC at the time. He's got a win over Vince Morales, win over Arrow Glenn, forgive my pronunciation, that win over Turkios, win over Terence Mishra. He lost against C-Rod But C-Rod's got a thing where he just somehow beats all these up-and-coming prospects. So I don't think there's a lot of shame in that loss. Jay Perry and Mando Gutierrez on the Contendo series. Brad Rosa's not a bad little fighter. He's not a bad little fighter. And yeah, I don't see why someone would come up and try to do this to Rosa. I've seen this guy. God knows if this is real. To be fair. I've seen this guy. There's quite a few pranks in it going on. Yeah, I'll take some votes. You know what? Fair play to my man, but I don't think that one's actually worth watching, peeps. This one is worth watching though. We've already spoke about Pantoja. So it makes sense, and obviously this is in sparring. I think this is quite recent, so to me, that's looking quite good. Definitely, there you go, look, doing his chest press. It definitely doesn't look like he's going to be needing surgery. I'm not a doctor, so don't quote me on that, but yeah, that's absolutely great news for Pantoja. Absolutely great news. We've got a video of Israel Adesanya there. You know what? Let's go back to let's not do too many videos back in a row. Got JDM here talking about he wants a 5-round fight against Carlos Prahatas. That would be a really fun fight. I think that would be an awesome fight. Damn, two of my favourite welterweights. They're arguably my two favourite welterweights. They're I'm really liking both of them at the minute. They've been absolutely unreal. Absolutely unreal. I know JDM, well, he definitely didn't look unreal against Makhachev, so please forgive me for that. And Prates didn't look unreal against Ian Gary, but I think they've got something special. And Prates obviously did look unreal against Jeff Neal and Leon Edwards. So come on, peeps. I think that would be a really, really fun fight. I'd be very interested to see that one in the future. I think we already seen something like this. Michael Chandler and Conor McGregor went fight, and Chandler just fell to his knees at Walmart. Oh my God! So Instagram comments are the best thing in the world. Best thing in the world. But yeah, poor Chandler, man. I don't think we're gonna be seeing it. We're gonna circle back a little bit because I've got us Taporia. I said the way flipping. Oh, I actually got quite a. Sorry, people. Let me go back to so Adesanya is obviously meant to be fighting Joe Pyfer, and when I was looking into some like Adesanya and Pyfer, trying to find them a bit more stuff about the fight and that, I actually come across this clip of Adesanya on Twitter, and it's Adesanya talking about how to overcome difficult times. Whether you like Adesanya, whether you don't like Adesanya, I think this is quite a nice message and quite a nice thing to put out there for people to hear, and that. No, they're not alone out there if this is how someone's feeling. So Adesanya's saying about 2013 is his worst year. Yeah, I'll tell you what, we'll let Adesanya take it from there.
Nothing lasts forever.
I thought that was Vitali then.
The sun will shine again. If it's raining, the sun will shine again. And when it rains, enjoy it. It's raining, you're alive, you're above ground. So no matter what happens, nothing lasts forever. Like, this is life, always.
Nothing lasts forever, and everything is up and down. That's why I made a point about the burnt toys theory, not worrying about things that you can't control. I think that's a very, very important way to live your life, people. Very important way.
Yeah, exactly. That's the other thing. So whenever it's here, I'm just like, cool. I'm in Thailand right now. I'm happy. I'm loving life. You know, a few months ago, I had like a dip, bad time. Well, guess what? I was like,
peeps.
You know,
Bit
this
of Muay
spot,
Thai
and I
training.
just
If anyone's
stay
got
cool.
any,
A lot of people.
if anyone's got any advice or recommendations on that as well, please let me know. How do you find a gym? I want a gym you can sleep at, train at, have an amateur fight at the end of it. Let me know, peeps, if you know anything about that.
They let go, and this is why suicide happens. You know, and 2013 was my worst one. Where I was like, man, is this how people feel before they kill themselves? I was like, fuck, that's sad.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people can resonate with that.
And I have
A lot of people can
around me,
resonate
and also
with
I
that.
know myself.
Paddy the Baddy
So
talks
nothing lasts
about it quite a lot as well. I've not got too much about, not got anything of Paddy really, Paddy or Gaethje on this. So that's going to be another video I'm going to do, either a separate video for them two. It's a bit of stuff going on with Justin Gaethje having staff maybe, so that could be quite an interesting one. But yeah, it's one of them ones. I'll tell you what, we won't watch the Taporia video. You've probably seen it. It's him saying that he was going to submit him in front of Khabib. It's not in English anyway. Obviously, he's speaking in his first language, Spanish, but pretty sure his first language is Spanish. Maybe it's Georgian. Who knows? But we'll rewind as well to Evloev Murphy. Like I said, you guys know I'm really high on this fight. And this looks almost like breaking news to me. There's not a lot of traction on this clip. On the Show Me the Money podcast, Grant Dawson, obviously lightweight fighter. I'm not sure if he's still in the top 15, but not a bad fighter on his day. He's talking about
3 days a week. Just like I said.
What the hell?
Sorry, peeps. 3 days a week. Just like I said. Everybody. Well, okay,
so that's like Matty Betts. He loves a wild bet on Twitter. I think he's at like 1 and 2 grands into 100 grands before 1,000 to 1s. I mean, everyone's hit 1,000 to 1. I'm sure a lot of people have hit 1,000 to 1s. I've certainly not had a grand on them by maybe a quid or two.
Murphy, been sparring 3 days a week.
Yeah, that's him saying.
Like
that's him saying that
everybody.
He's getting ready with Evloev to, do you know what I mean, fight Murphy, but you have to take it with a pinch of salt until I see Dana pop up holding his blower, announcing the fight. Well, saying that, we got a really good promotional video from Paddy versus Gaethje. I wanted to react to it, but it's got Blink 182 playing in the background. Maybe react to it with the sound off, but I don't know how about like reacting to like Paramount UFC footage on their pages. From what I've seen, I think this is a lot of a better way, safer way to do it. But correct me if I'm wrong, people. But in regards to JDM versus Carlos Prajadas, we've got JDM. He went on. He went on. This is not Dave Courtney, but Spinning Backfish, yeah, Barstool Sports, his sort of thing, I think. But this is back in November. Would have been after the Makachev fight, wouldn't it?
I'd love to ask you about your final knockout on the regional scene before the Contender Series.
Final knockout. Jesus. Absolutely folded. I've seen this clip before as well, to be fair, but JDM looks like an absolute monster there as well.
It was redemption, right? You were avenging the first loss of your MMA career, the only knockout loss you had.
I never knew that though. I've seen the knockout before. I didn't realise that was his first loss of his career.
TKO loss.
That's a really cool story.
And it is one of the most stunning, like, still picture-perfect knockouts you could ask for. What was that like?
I mean, it was obviously, that was first loss. That was a fight
But that just proves it to you. There's a loss didn't define you. A loss is a lesson.
Faster in 3 years.
Right.
3 years. It really was a fight.
No, that is absolutely. No, that's an awesome little clip there. Right, guys, this is what I was talking about earlier in regards to Conor McGregor. Don't know if you guys remember Chandler went to the WWE to call out McGregor. He was calling him out after every fight. Yeah, wow. But like I say, to put it into perspective for you guys, this was the 31st of December in 2023. So way over 2 years ago. And yeah, this is when we've got Conor McGregor doing a little announcement. I remember when this came out.
Ladies and gentlemen, Happy New Year to you all.
This looks about the same time he posted that video where he's wearing the same t-shirt as the video where he's yamming that fucking lollipop where he's bare fried. There's got to be.
Las Vegas for International Fight Week on June the 29th.
I don't think it.
And the opponent, Michael Chandler. And the weight, Mr. Chandler, 185 pounds.
You do what you're told. 185 pounds. Oh, Chandler would have done it as well. McGregor says jump, Chandler says how high. It's and after all that, he doesn't even get the McGregor fight. So when did McGregor last fight? That is an interesting one. Right. How do I turn my notifications off on my phone? There we go. Sorry, people. I'm sure you don't want to be seeing that I've got a match on Tinder. There we go. Bluetooth, right. Sorry about that, people. Hopefully we shouldn't get any more notifications pop up. Conor McGregor last fought. Dustin Poirier, the broken ankle. 2021. It seems crazy. That's when he last fought. Wow. But yeah, it's the proof's in the pudding. But yeah, wow. Are we gonna see him on the White House card? Who knows? I don't think so, guys. I don't think so. But someone who's not known for not fighting in a long time, and someone who's probably the opposite, actually stepping in on short notice. I know you guys probably seen Kayla Harrison's pulled out of the Nunes fight. Thought that was going to be a fun fight, but thankfully, only on a couple days' notice, we've had Volk step in to fight Nunes. So, what do you guys think about that one? Will Volk get the W? I know it's short notice, but still a tough fight. It'll be interesting to see how Nunes deals with him. Or her. I don't know what they've had to class Volk as for this fight, but yeah, that'd be a good one. Show Me the Money pod again. I'll have to drop them a follow. They got some good content, man. Good content. I like Renato Moicano as well, as we discussed in the last video about Sarukian stepping in to fight Makachev and stuff like that. But in regards to Kayla Harrison missing the fight, this is her putting in some time in the sauna. Obviously, everyone knows she has an absolute massive weight cut. Yeah, it's one of them ones, people. And I don't know what I've done there. What the hell? I was trying to click on the video. There we go. I don't know if that's if it's on Twitter, it's got to be fine for YouTube, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's just a woman in a bikini. There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, Kayla Harrison having to pull out. She didn't look good at all in that video, in my opinion. She looked quite sucked, like in the face and stuff. Must have not had a good weight cut, having to pull out. That was 18 days before the Nunes fight. So yeah, not good for old Kayla Harrison. But it'll be interesting to see them get back in there, because what other fight can you make for Kayla Harrison? She's beat pretty much everyone that she's beat everyone she's come against, and I can't see anyone better than Nunes to fight her a harder level of competition. So that'll be a really, really good fight. But there's a bit of bad blood between Dan Hooker and Paddy the Baddie. I don't know if you guys seen. Paddy Pimblett claims that if Dan Hooker attends UFC 324, he would be jumped by around 60 Scousers. God knows if that would happen or not. Well, actually, if I had to bet money on it, I bet it would, because old Dan dissed Paddy's friend Ricky, didn't he? Which I thought was a bit out of pocket. Paddy said a bit of an out of pocket comment, but it was an imaginary scenario, so a little bit different in my opinion. We'll have a little quick look, because we've got Shamrock in this clip as well. Shout out to Shamrock, one to keep your eyes out for this year, fella. This year, people. He's a really good up and coming fighter. Fought on this card. Fought a really good fight. Really good fight.
I hate everyone ranked in front of me.
So it doesn't seem like there's too much of a negative sort of energy going on between them, innit? Shem makes quite a funny comment here. Because Hooker says that he hates anyone ranked above him, and he goes, "Well, you're gonna love me then." I thought that was pretty funny from Shamrock. But yeah, well, is that the fight? Well, it's not the fight to make if Paddy wins against Gaethje, but if Paddy loses against Gaethje, can we see a Paddy versus Dan Hooker fight? That can be an interesting one. We've also got Reina Derrida coming up against Kai Barradio. Both coming off a loss. Barradio losing to Imanov. Derrida losing to Brendan Allen, off the top of my head. Yeah, both fighters who I actually thought would win against the opposition that they fought. But Derrida's here talking about he wants a rematch with Brendan Allen, which
even though I have full cracks, no energy.
We'll get it to the start. We'll have to wait and see how that pans out, because
1000%.
I think it'd be quite a good fight, him against Barradio. We'll see what he says to people.
Yeah, 100%. I think the way that first round went is how the entire fight should have gone. And
Don't know if you
Even
guys
though
see
I
the
had
video
a
of
full
Ridder
crash,
getting
no
out
energy in my
by some
body, I
young
was
lad at a gym
hardly
and
able.
throwing a bit of a paddy as well. I mean, give him the Allen I don't think he deserves the Allen rematch straight away. So I don't know what he's going on about there. But yeah, I think Baradio versus Derrida, that'd be a great fight. I don't know about you people, but I think that would be a great fight. Right, we've only got a couple clips left, people. So three things. We've got Sean Brady saying he's looking at a welterweight comeback in April. That'd be quite interesting. Who do you guys think he's
We're
going to
very
fight?
confused about you going to 155 and actually being at 170.
Brady back
We said
show.
on
I
the
think this
episode,
is his. I'm assuming. I think this is a podcast Sean Brady's got with Joe Pyfer. I don't think he's a guest. I think this is their podcast. Correct me if I'm wrong on this.
I ain't going to 155. I did the extra scan. I was trying to diet. Like, I was dieting pretty hard right after my fight. The lowest I got down to was like 190.
155. You reckon Brady can make 155? I mean, you look tiny in comparison to Morales, but Morales makes everyone look tiny. Make the Morales Makachev
I am,
please.
and that's what I was saying before. I'm a bigger 170 pounder for muscle. I'm not small in that, but
He's one of the smaller welterweights in my opinion, so I don't know where he's coming from with that one. This is him talking about what it did to Kamaru Usman, and actually saying that, I thought that is actually quite a good fight to make. You can see him there talking about what it did to Usman, but instead of Usman fighting Makachev for the title, I don't think that's deserved. What do you people think about Usman fighting Brady? I think that'd be a good little fight. Both coming off the loss.
DM don't him up. Now he's like, man, me and Brady should fight with number one.
I mean, obviously, after seeing what Morales done to Brady,
I just beat the guy who beat you.
maybe he should have humbled himself a bit in that last clip. But what do you know, people? We've also got Volkanovski here on Fighters Only magazine talking about his upcoming fight against Diego Lopez. Volk's sure that he's not going to take any damage.
But, what I'm going to do. You know, again, he's a dangerous guy. We know we've seen now. You know, he can take a good punch. But I plan on going out there and not taking any damage, and I want to have a quick turnaround. Try and have the quick turnaround.
We're going to see the passing of the torch, people. What do you think?
We can do it with someone like Monzel or Ryan Murphy. And then again,
I'll be disappointed, but Murphy next.
Yeah, but they won't be too far away, because I'll make sure that happens.
I'm sure Volk said it was meant to be Murphy next anyway, but that didn't turn out. But right, guys, we're going to end the video. We've got Yuri Prohaska versus Carlos Ulberg. Now, light heavyweight's a bit of a weird one at the minute, bit of a weird position. My only question is, who's Pereira going to fight if Ulberg fights Prohaska? But they're saying here it's in works to be the vacant light heavyweight title. So are we seeing Alex step up? Is he going to fight Aspinall? You got this donor here saying strip Aspinall. He wants to leave the boxing anyway. I mean, look, I'm not too sure about that, but I don't think there's any reason to strip Aspinall anytime soon. Especially, you can't be stripping him just because of what happened in that gun fight. He was in the right, but that has been there's been a lot of fight announcements, people. I didn't want to make the video too big, but obviously I didn't want you to have nothing in the video. But I thought this was a nice, decent amount of news for you guys, not to overload you, but keep you up to date with fights that are coming up, what's going on in the MMA, well, MMA and mainly UFC industry at the minute. This is my first video. I've actually recorded all in a one and not had any stop and start. So I hope it's all right. I hope you guys like it, and let me know. Any feedback, positive or negative, is greatly appreciated. Thank you for watching, people. Big love. Have an awesome day. Peace.